Thank you. More top stories before you go. Jaquan Larry was booked into jail for leaving the scene of a deadly crash. This happened December 17th in the area of 43rd and Cumming. Police say the victim, Matthew Siles, was hit by a Tesla that kept going.
A Douglas County District Court judge rejected the arguments of an Omaha spree killer facing a death sentence. Nikko Jenkins raised 7 issues to try to change his fate. The judge found none required more examination.
The state auditor is accusing Bellevue city officials of rigging public auctions to buy surplus vehicles for themselves at a discount. Bellevue's mayor says the city hired an independent evaluator who found no violations.
The Board of Regents wants a judge to dismiss a suit filed by former Husker head coach Scott Frost. He claims the school breached his contract and mishandled millions in buyout payments.
A former Des Moines school superintendent is expected to plead guilty to federal immigration and other charges today. Ian Roberts was arrested in September while allegedly running from ICE agents. He faces up to 20 years in prison.
President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, as well as his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin today.